Welcome back to the WCS Season 1 Finals here in Seoul, South Korea. I'm Monte Cristo. Joining me is Doa, and Soulkey is a little sulky in the booth right now.
He's a sulky, no doubt about it. He is on the ropes. 2 games down to this guy right here. His teammate, Woongjin Star's SoS. SoS has been playing magnificently, but is it good enough to 3-0 the reigning WCS Korea champion? I'm not so sure, but we're about to find out, guys. Game 3 on Akelon Waste is starting right now.
Welcome to the semifinals here at the WCS Season 1 Finals. Soulkey going up against his teammate SoS. Soulkey on the ropes right now. The Blue Zerg down 0-2 in this Woongjin Star Wars matchup.
That's right. And we've got ourselves a map where it may actually be a little bit trickier for SoS to be tricky. It's going to be interesting to see what's up with that. So here's the thing. It looks like he's going to be going for, probably Nexus first, maybe into a Forge. We'll see. And it's all about Soulkey right now. Will he go for the hatchery first, or will he put down that pool to stay safe? I feel like in this position there is just no way that you can justify going hatch first. Just too risky when you're down 2-0 already and you haven't quite scouted your opponent yet.
And interesting statistics right there as well. SoS has yet to lose on Akelon Waste, so yeah, he's feeling pretty confident to get this in this map and in this matchup. He's only 1-0 against Zerg here on Akelon Waste, but he'll take it.
Oh yeah, at this point it's pretty nice. There is a spawning pool going down for Soulkey. So what will we have from SoS? It really does look like it's going to be Nexus first at this point. Yeah, so just kind of playing it safe. You know what? Saying, you know what? I know that I can get this Nexus out. I know that I'm probably not going to be going up against an early pool or anything like that. Soulkey is in a position right now where going for an early pool would be absolutely insane.
Well, there we go. Nexus first. Nexus is down. Hatch down as well. There comes the Forge right afterwards. So SoS playing it safe this game.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see. Now, this is a map that's very easy for Protoss to get 3 and even 4 bases on. Which
absolutely, yeah.
And SoS hasn't had a problem getting those big economies rolling, even on maps with much more exposed thirds and fourths.
Yep. And I mean, it's one of those maps too where either we see extreme cheese or we generally see longer games at that point. There's not a lot of middle ground on Akelon Waste just because of those really safe bases. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. It looks like it will be a quicker third for Soulkey. So going for kind of the older style, and we've got the probe already there for SoS to try to block this hatchery. But with the Zerglings out, it's not going to last too long.
There you go, Zergling coming over, giving some harassment, and that'll allow Soulkey to get that fast third.
Yeah.
And chase his opponent back across the map. Cannon complete now for SoS, so he'll be nice and safe.
Yeah. Couple gateways out right now for SoS, so we'll see if he wants to maybe put on a little bit of pressure with this. Initially we may see a couple sentries come out just to sort of shore up those defenses, but I'm really wondering if we're going to see the Stargate again. I mean, it's been so good for him already, and I mean, Stargate openings in general for Protoss right now are just really, really useful in terms of getting information, putting on a little bit of pressure, and then also transitioning into whatever else you want to do. I mean, right now it really feels like we've kind of hit that next step almost in Heart of the Swarm, where it doesn't really matter how you expand Gateway or Forge expand. Generally, that Stargate is going to be the real opener right now in this matchup. So we'll see if Soulkey decides or SoS rather, decides to stick with that, or if he wants to deviate a little bit, mix it up a bit in Game 3. But man, Soulkey is just, he needs to win this game. I mean, it's do or die right now.
Yeah, and for coming back and winning against SoS and then defeating Innovation at WCS Korea, he's got a lot to live up to right here, and it's hard for any player to have those back-to-back titles. In fact, it would be extremely impressive if Soulkey were to win this tournament. It's very few times do you see the same player within, you know, a very short amount of time, winning 2 major events.
One of the only other instances I can think of where something similar to this happened was back when Lenok won an MLG, and then the next week, I believe it was, had a GSL finals, which he then did lose. So no player, I think, has really won back-to-back major tournaments like this. Maybe one of the closer ones would have been some of Parting's victories last year.
At
but
the end of 2012.
Yeah, but generally it doesn't happen a whole lot. That's absolutely true. So Phoenix on the way now for SOS. Pretty normal stuff out of both of these players. And we'll see if Soulkey continues to follow kind of the traditional ZVP opening from Wings of Liberty and gets those double gas and then the Evo Chamber and Roach Warren and just kind of plays it completely standard. And I like, again, a Void Ray after that Phoenix for SOS.
Yeah, SOS really been hitting the Void Rays hard in this matchup so far. He's going to find an Overlord right there. Take that out. Be a little bit of a thorn in Soulkey's side.
Yep. Well, getting that early Void Ray, too, after the Phoenix, you know, does a couple things. One, you've got the Phoenix out to get scouting and harass Overlords. You're still going to have the Void Ray quickly, and you can still take a fast third base as well. And that's exactly what we're seeing from SOS. There's that third Nexus going down right now, and he's going to be pretty safe. I mean, there's really not a lot that Zerg can do to punish this against Protoss early on. You have to go very, very all in if you want to stop this, and for a lot of Zergs, it's just not worth it.
Well, here we go. Roach Warren coming up. He's already got those 3 Spore Crawlers as well, so reacting early to seeing that Phoenix. He doesn't want anything, and now he sees the Void Ray as well.
I wonder if we're going to see Soulkey get a little bit aggressive here shortly after the lair is done, because, you know, with all those Spore Crawlers at home, you know, he can move away from his base a little bit farther without having to kind of worry about his queens by their lonesome at each base. So we'll see what he decides to do. And look at this, 2 more Stargates coming out on the production queue for SOS. I feel like SOS has kind of decided this is how he's going to do it. He's figured that this is the way to beat Soulkey, and so far I can't argue with him. Losing that Phoenix, whoops.
And this looking much more like that first game rather than the second one. If you guys are just tuning in right now, that second game was characterized by that early Dark Shrine, having a couple Dark Templar, then transitioning to the double Stargate Void Rays.
Man.
Game number 1, 3 Stargates and just a ton of Void Rays.
These games are awesome. And we've got the Twilight Council coming out right now for Soulkey as well. He's going to go for that Zealot charge and do exactly, you know, like you just mentioned, like we're going to see in game number 1.
Now, his opponent here, his teammate as well, Soulkey, going for those
Whoa,
fast 4th and 5th.
Double Spire. Man, he's like air to air.
Boy.
Let's do this. Double Spire going down for Soulkey right now. Wants to get those double upgrades. He's going to be going very, very heavy on the Muta, on the Corruptor. With 4 bases, if he can get that economy going, he's going to be able to have the production to back it up.
Well, when we saw Soulkey get the 4th and 5th in that game 1, he got all those mutas, but he was just torn to shreds, really, by the Archons, by the Storms as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So changing it up a little bit right now, trying to get those upgrades.
Yep. Saw a little bit of harassment there from SOS at the 4th base. I mean, he knows it exists. Kind of letting Soulkey know he's there, too. He's like, yeah, my Void Rays are out there, man. Start to be afraid. Be very afraid. And tons of gateways. 7 more gateways being put down by SOS right now. Interesting. So we may actually see him go extremely gateway heavy out of this. This is it. This is another example of it. Go for B, or, you know, show B, but go for C. He's got 3 Stargates, but I don't think we're going to see him use them all that much. It's going to be a lot more gateway units than we saw in game number 1.
We'll have to see that. Overseer, I'm not sure if the gateways were built after that Overseer scouted. He was chased out. 12 Mutalisks coming out right now for Soulkey, using that huge gas income from his 4th and 5th bases to really power this air flock.
This is already really, really interesting, Matt. This is already one of the best PvZ series I think I've ever seen in terms of just sheer entertainment. I'm loving this, man.
And there we go, Fleet Beacon now.
Yeah.
For SOS. Now, we saw him use Tempests brilliantly in a PvP matchup. His control was exceptional, and he really forced a very good fight against Alicia.
Yeah, I mean, you can play it a very similar way, too, in this matchup, where you just kind of let the Tempest do the damage, let the Tempest kind of harass, and then if they come in close, that's when you engage with the rest of things. So it is kind of a similar style here. The question is, you know, does Soulkey really have any chance to create a big enough air army to take this on? With the upgrades, maybe, but it's going to be really tough. The big issue is that Void Rays do so much damage to armored units that it becomes very, very difficult to fight with the Corruptors.
Well, Corruptors joining the flock right now.
He's also getting the Anion Pulse Crystals upgrade as well to extend the Phoenix range. And so that's going to make it even easier for him to handle the Muta part of it. I mean, that's the thing, in terms of just straight up air-to-air, if it comes to late game, Protoss simply has a better army. Oh, but we have an attack at the 4th.
Right here, well, the Phoenix is coming out, but there are a lot of Zerglings. It will force the cancel.
Denying that 4th is very important, actually, for Soulkey. If he can do that, he can really, really hinder the army that SOS is going to be able to produce. 4-base Zerg to 3-base Protoss when it comes to just straight up air-to-air is going to be a lot better for Soulkey.
Corruptors out right now as well. Soulkey having a pretty good army supply lead right now, as you can see. SOS trying to harass by warping some Zealots in, but he hasn't moved them away quite yet from that pylon. Just a little bit of trading right there.
Yeah. This army is being very bold for Soulkey right now. Is he going to have enough?
We'll have to see. We do have a lot of Void Rays trying to protect this base, but oh wow, he groups up for a good hit from the Storm.
Yeah, the Corruptors will take that damage, but the Mutas are going to heal that up fairly quickly. Look at this. We have a counterattack with some charge shots going into the base of Soulkey.
And what is he going to focus on? He's going straight for that Spire that's upgrading right now.
He needs to keep the Spire. He needs this to live.
And he transfuses it actually to keep it up.
63 hit points remaining. The only thing that's going to save Soulkey in this game is the upgrades. He needs to keep those Spires alive.
And he did indeed with a great transfuse from the Queen that was there. So the upgrades will keep on rolling. Now Infestation Pit. Soulkey gonna try and tech up.
Another denial of that 4th base, and this kind of puts a bit of a timer onto SOS, where it says, all right, you may have that strong army, but you need to do something with it. You can't just sit and be defensive, because you're going to run out of resources, and I'm going to take the map.
Oh, look at that. The Zealots trying to come in again, but Soulkey building those spine crawlers right at the ramp to prevent further attacks and then getting a gorgeous surround.
You can see how both of these players know how crucial those Spires are for Soulkey. I mean, you need those upgrades. We've got the Infestors coming in. Yeah, Fungal's going to be good, but you still need to fight straight up at some point with those Corruptors and Mutas versus a Protoss Aaron. Without upgrades, if you lose the attack or you lose the armor as it's building, it's going to be so hard.
And here come the Corruptors. He's trying to stop this 4th base again. He is going to have to retreat a little bit. Got to be careful that Phoenix is dancing in and out of the Corruptors. Yeah, now,
nearly picking off a Void Ray there, but it's still going to be very awkward.
A little bit of a counterattack from these Zerglings at the 3rd. And he's looping in from behind, but look how many cannons are in the main right now.
Yeah, it's going to take some time to kill those, and that's time that SOS can use to get back in position to defend his real buildings, but it looks like he's not quite making it there yet. The Corruptor's doing a pretty good job of zoning.
And these Mutalisks just going to be allowed to take out the Nexus right now. There's a dark
I gotta see the mini-map. I want to see the mini-map. Okay, there we go. I was wondering. SOS is moving out. He needs to take out some bases. I think we're going full-on base trade.
All right, will the base race commence right here? We do see SOS there at the 5th. He's pulling off some of the Void Rays. The Phoenix is trying to fight the Corruptors, but it's not working out.
Yeah, he's trying to loop around and use that Phoenix range, but just not quite able to handle it. Too many Corruptors out right now. They're winning. Soulkey ahead of supply and SOS taking out that 2nd Nexus, and with SOS down to essentially just 2 bases of mining right now, it's going to be tough to keep up the production. Soulkey looking pretty good here.
And finally SOS returning with the Void Rays. He's only got a few Eye Templars and a single Archon, looks like. I think Soulkey's got this, Stoa.
Yeah, I think so too. Here come the Void Rays right now, but just not enough. That should be it, guys. Soulkey on the verge of elimination, but it looks like he's got game 3.
He's fighting back. He was able to change up his build this time, go for that 4th and the 5th base, and then tech heavily into the air. Had a lot more units this time around as opposed to game 1.
Yeah. You know, a big part of it too is denying those 4th bases. That came through hugely for Soulkey. It forced SOS's hand, and Soulkey at that moment had the better army. Now SOS did force him back, but all he got out of it, SOS lost 2 Nexuses, lost a ton of production. All he got out of it was a 5th base from Soulkey. So our Zerg player is still in a great spot. You can see the supply for SOS. He's having a very, very hard time remaxing. He needs the resources so badly. He's remaking his Nexus at a base that does not have many minerals left.
Well, here we go. The Zealots just getting picked off. at the sides of the map, and right now you can see a pretty substantial lead for Soulkey.
Yeah.
He's coming in, he's trying to continue to harass the economy, taking care of those gases.
Muta counter's just crazy right now, and he's got those corruptors again to continue zoning out the Phoenixes behind this, getting some ground upgrades, getting that adrenal glands upgrade for his Zerglings, gonna make those counterattacks even scarier. Here come the Infestors, though.
And the infested Terrans just getting sprayed all over that base.
Wow.
So he'll be able to take that out with ease, and SoS really having a hard time getting any kind of resources right now.
Yeah, Soulkey played an amazing game. He's getting the Ultra Cavern behind this. If we even get to the point where he gets Ultralisks out, he's going to have a really easy time finishing off SoS, I think, in Game 3. SoS trying to hold on, but I still think he's got what it takes this time.
Only a handful of Phoenixes dancing around right there. Soulkey playing this very conservatively, despite the fact that he's up by over 100 supply. Not wanting to throw this one away, just securing that victory.
5 Ultras on the way. He's actually going to trap in the DT with those. Oh, that's so funny. You're not getting away from there. And so SoS just trying to cling to hope right now. He wanted to win this series in 3 games. It's not going to happen. Soulkey, no way is he losing this game. If SoS comes back, it will be the biggest comeback in StarCraft 2 history, guys. It's nearly impossible.
Yeah, these mutas are just so huge right now. SoS doing what he can with Dark Templar to harass the bases, but it's just a little too late. There we go. Fungal growth to pin him in place.
You know, and realistically as well, SoS could have already gone in, or Soulkey rather, could have already gone in and killed SoS. He's just waiting for those ultras, waiting for the upgrades, just kind of making sure he's got everything in order before going in for that killing blow, but he's had enough for a while now.
Well, SoS going to be able to take out this expansion at
Even
2 o'clock.
Don't escape the wrath of that Dark Templar.
That's right. Well, the Ultras are done. They are out on the map, and
guys,
they are on the assault.
I don't think we're going to see Soulkey lose this one.
Some good feedbacks to take out some Infestors, but just an overwhelming victory for Soulkey.
Oh, yeah. Completely outplayed SoS. Really, really good game from Soulkey. Kind of saw what was coming. Kind of called SoS's bluff to a certain extent and said, all right, I'm just going to go double Spire, get tons of upgrades. But it was beyond that. The really smart part about that game for Soulkey was his ability to deny the 4th over and over again. And again, to put that timer onto SoS, say, you know, you're going to have this army, but you need to do something with it. If you're not able to take bases, you need to move out faster with that army. And when you do, I'll be ready for you. So Soulkey kind of forcing a timing out of SoS that he was totally ready for.